too. What was it like playing a cook in Friday the 13th 8th and then moving on to play Jason? And being a stuntman, tell me it was stunt and you got hurt doing.
I always want to know where did it go wrong?
Yeah, well, because people ask me, they go, what's the most dangerous stunt you did?
Yeah.
And I know my answer is always the stunt that goes wrong. Because if the stunt's set up right, you're not supposed to get hurt. But I was doing a car chase once, and I was driving a Jeep with a roll bar. I was doubling an action, it was 7'2", and the roll bar only came up to below the top of my head on this open Jeep. And
already.
Yeah. Well, and then I had a laptop, like a thick race car laptop. And the stunt was I had the bad guys were in a limo shooting at a semi-trailer truck with the good guy driving it, and he's got a nuclear bomb in the back. And I'm a friend of the good guys that come up and bump the bad guys. The bad guy's supposed to slide off the side of the road and then pull around and pull up the side of the cab of the truck, and they have some dialogue. So the big stunt is to bump the car and just pull up the side of the truck. Well, the limo, the guy driving the limo, was a very famous American stunt driver. I don't think he tested his emergency brake. Anyway, instead of sliding off the side of the road, he slid into the road, and I ended up hitting him. And my Jeep, we were shooting on the side of a mountain, and my Jeep flipped upside down, landed upside down, then flipped back up onto the wheels, and then went backwards off the side of the mountain. So I thought ahead of time, I thought, how can I save myself if this thing flips? And if I throw my arms up over my head, it was the only thing I could think of to do. So I see this thing's going over, and I throw my arms up over my head, and the next thing I know, I'm going backwards down the side of the mountain, and the Jeep's still landing. And it bumped up against something, and then I think it was a tree, and then it started back up the hill on its own. It was a bit of a high performance vehicle, Jeep kind of thing. And so it's
I think I remember a Jeep.
Yeah, Jeep. So I'm just sitting in this thing, and I'm a bit muddled, and it's driving itself back up onto the road, and I'm thinking, I better stop this thing before it drives off the other side of the road. So I stomp on the brake, and I hear women screaming, and crews running down the road towards me, and I look over, and this other woman, she screams even louder. I was wearing a wig, and the wig had been torn off by the pavement. It was half off. And so she thought I had torn the top of my hat off, and I had cracked my elbow when I hit the pavement and bent the driver's seat back. So I saved my head from hitting the pavement by hitting so hard I bent the driver's seat back on the Jeep. And so that was the closest I ever came to getting killed on a film set. And I came back the next day, and we finished the car chase. You got to get back on the horse.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. So sorry, there was another part of that question. Yeah.
Was there another part of that question? I was just so caught in that story. I was like, wait, there was another part.
The other question was, what was it like being a cook in Friday the 13th 8th and then you got to play Jason?
That's a gig I gave myself because as a stunt coordinator, you don't make as much money as the stunt performers. So in those days, I would throw myself a stunt job, and I gave myself that one. They didn't even cast me; I just asked for it. Can I be the fresh out? Yeah, okay. But it was fun. I mean, I'm glad I got to get on camera. See my face on camera.
Amazing. All right, over to